Superman. You excited for Superman, Steph? I know how much of a
Yeah.
DC person you are.
Well, yeah, I want it to be good. I so far all the marketing has kind of been really blah and meh. But I'm excited for Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
I
it's
want it
probably
to
the
be
one
good.
thing that
I
most
want I want
people.
some more DC. Like I really want some. I want some more DC. I'm more of a DC person than a Marvel person. So I really want this movie to be good. I hope it is.
Well, the problem with that is that this is DC's opportunity because Marvel is in such a bad place right now.
Yeah.
And the thing that's going to be competing against Marvel has had such bad publicity behind it, really, when you come down and think about it, with the Fantastic Four, that this is DC's opportunity. And it looks like to me, it doesn't look like they're taking it.
Mm-mm.
You know, it
I
it
mean,
does look a bit lackluster, I gotta say, just in regards to Superman's suit. Like, I know we always talk about suits, and it's always those like, little nitpicky kind of things, but, like, Superman's suit in all of that has looked really bad. The CGI, I gotta say, in the last trailer they came out with, and that last flight thing that he's going through,
yeah.
man, it doesn't
Oh,
even look like him. You pause it, and it's so, like,
it looks like
disgusting. It's
it
I'm
looks
back.
like a
gross to
Stretch
watch.
Armstrong doll.
Nobody showed their
It
dick or
does.
anything, right?
Like that's
No.
what it looks
Okay, we're
like.
good.
The
Steph
wrist.
totally showed her dick. Don't believe her.
Ew,
Yes,
no,
She
I
yeah,
does
don't
not
that's
have
have a
true.
penis.
one. Tom
That's
did
true.
it.
She did.
I
But
met
yeah,
Steph.
But
She's
nobody
100%
noticed.
woman.
Nobody noticed.
Steph,
Huh.
yeah, no, we were
Yeah,
just
and
talking
then,
about
like
Superman.
and then when they punch him and his teeth fall out, like, it
Oh,
looks
and the hitting the
ridiculous.
camera, the breaking of the fourth wall in that sense, I hated that too.
It looks ridiculous, and,
Yep.
like,
It didn't bother me.
I think, like, Lady G said, "Well, the movie was made for 3D. It doesn't matter. It should still play for, regular audiences as well. You shouldn't have to go see it in 3D for it to look good. It should
Yep.
still look good." But that just looked
Well, hey,
terrible.
Tom, you said that you don't necessarily have a problem with the teeth thing.
No,
Can I ask you that comedic line of "I'm doing important stuff"? Did you
I was
like
fine
that?
with it. Yeah, I
You
was
was
fine with
fine
it.
with that as well? I didn't like that.
Oh, I didn't mind that line. That line was
And as
fine.
far as the flying, I think
I
they're
didn't like
trying to
those 2
simulate.
bits.
I think the problem is they're trying to simulate like drone flying, like with a drone. Like that's what they're doing, and I think it's just giving people like weird whiplashy
You know
kind of.
what?
It
You
just looks fake
I
though.
totally I get what you're saying. I think, like, a lot of movies have been doing that where the camera's, like, in front of them and they're running, like, with the camera,
Follows them, yeah.
follows them. I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it. I cannot
It's
It's
stand
like
basically
when
it.
just a shaky
You know what
cam
it
thing.
reminds
It
me of?
it's like when
sucks.
It
it's
reminds me of
like
that
when he
one
says
guy.
eyes up here. You know when he says eyes up here and the camera sort of follows him
Oh, are we
up
talking
like
about
that?
the Superman trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Actually,
don't mind that one.
I'm gonna wait till I see it because I've liked everything James Gunn has done, superhero wise. I liked Peacemaker. I liked Suicide Squad. I like the Guardians movies. Some of the shit I don't like this super shit thing. I think sucks. The
Yeah.
monkey thing, if that's real, sucks. But there's some things I
I
liked in that trailer, like
okay.
Green Lantern calling him Big Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Um,
there's things in there that I don't mind, but, like, I it's the visuals for me. I'm like, "That looks
That's what I was about to
terrible."
say. It's kind of funny.
some people were
Everybody
shitting on the
talks about
Big Blue thing. It's like that's a long time nickname for him.
Yeah, I don't mind
But
that
the
at
people
all.
But
that don't know
yeah,
anything about Superman that bitch about the elements of Superman really
Mhm.
annoy me.
but just to
But
kind of
see,
wrap up what
isn't
we
it
were
funny?
talking about before you got back, but like, yeah, I think the drone shot thing is kind of like the shaky cam thing.
There
now.
were
I think
people
they're-
saying
I
Yeah,
the
I
can't
agree.
stand
Big
it.
Blue, that's cringe.
Yeah.
That's a Easter egg, you
But see, one of the
stupid
things that
But
cocksucker.
you
one
know
of
what it
the things
reminds
that
me of? The
people
whole drone
commentate.
thing reminds
Go
me
on.
of that one guy. I don't know if you've seen it, but he puts a camera in his mouth and he goes and runs around and all you can
Yeah.
see is, like, his
Yep.
nose and his teeth and he's, like, running around. It's like his thing that he does. He has a camera
Yep.
in his mouth and he just runs around and you can see everything around. That's what that reminds me of. I hate it. I cannot stand that type of
The
filming where the camera, like, follows them and it's, like, right in front of their face, and it's supposed to, like, it's meant to, and I've seen it used in different ways. It's meant to, like, either, evoke some sort of like panic from the audience member or something. You're supposed to like meant to feel like you're there. It doesn't work. It just does. It's
No, I
so
agree.
awkward.
But you know what's really funny is like, a lot of the times now, if you hear some good news about something, it's more so, oh, it looked really good, or the sets looked really good, or the CGI was actually really good, but the story was kind of shit. Whereas with this, it's almost like, well, the story can be kind of good. It depends on what they do with that. We're yet to actually wait and see what they actually do with the plot and the story of this Superman movie, but it looks really bad. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the saving grace can be, oh, at least it looked all right. So far from everything that we've seen with the Superman trailers and bits and things that we've seen, other than maybe that clip where he tells Crypto to take him home, that clip that they dropped. That
What was your problem with that clip?
No, nothing. Really. Like, I will say there was a little bit of like CGI
Crypto
issues.
could actually hurt him. Like that's
No. I'm not talking about the crypto stuff. I'm actually talking more those robots.
Those robots are in the Superman All-Star comic that it's based on.
No. I'm not having a problem with the actual robots. I'm saying the CGI of it actually didn't look all that good. I'm saying the shots don't necessarily look that good.
I am actually a Superman fan, so like there's a lot of things I liked that they're doing that some people probably won't.
Yeah.
Crypto is a gamble for sure. That's a Silver Age thing, really. I mean, he still exists, but Crypto is a Silver Age thing, 100%.
Well, this
I like
is the
Crypto,
thing, because I'm not much of a
but that's not even Crypto, really. That's James Gunn's dog.
Flash, because I'm not much of a DC
I have a
person.
problem with that. It's James Gunn. There's a lot in here that's just James Gunn inserts that I have a problem with. Like, I don't care that Crypto's in it. That's great. Did you see the movie Super Pets, the animation movie? I loved it. It was so good. We got to see Crypto in animation. That was really cool. I don't mind that Crypto's in here. I mind that he based it off of his dog.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I mind that he based a little bit of Clark Kent off of like his brother-in-law or something.
Yeah.
Like I mind all of the James Gunn inserts in this
James
movie.
Gunnisms.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I mind. You already have a lot of source material to pull from. You don't need to pull from your life.
This is the thing. The only criticisms that I've had so far for anything that I've seen to do with this Superman movie is the way that it looks, the CGI. Because the thing is for me, I'm not a massive DC person. Yeah, look, everybody loves Superman, but I'm not much of a DC person when it comes to the deep lore and aspects of the DC universe. So I'm willing to wait and see on some of those things that I've seen in the trailer where I'm like, maybe it would have been better to flesh this out a little bit more. To me, it almost seems like James Gunn is trying to do an Avengers movie without the build up to the Avengers movie.
Well, this wouldn't be an Avenger. The Avengers would be Justice League characters.
But dude, I'm saying with all the characters that you're seeing in these trailers, all these superheroes that you're seeing in these characters, I'm just saying the normies out there are going to be like, who's Hawk Girl or whatever? Is it Hawk Girl, Hawk Woman? That's the thing. I don't even.
Everybody is going to know who Hawk Girl is. Hawk Girl is in the Justice League cartoon, dude.
I didn't know that.
That's the most popular
cartoon.
I might lose of them
cred for this, but like I am not a massive deep DC person.
You didn't watch the Justice League show? That was like right after Batman the Animated Series and the Superman show.
Didn't even watch the Batman animated series.
Wow. You didn't watch Batman the Animated Series?
Oh my God.
Never seen it.
You missed out on probably the greatest comic book adaptation. In fact, in a lot of ways, that show defined the comics because Mr. Freeze's origin came from that show.
Maybe I should
Harley
sit down
Quinn came from that show.
Yeah.
That show was so good it changed the comic books.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze wouldn't be who Mr. Freeze is without the show where he becomes the sympathetic villain with his wife. That came from the show. That was Paul Dini and Bruce Timm.
Yep.
100%. You should watch that. That's a great show, Rhino.
He's
It's
never
That's
seen
the
the
greatest
animated
Batman
series.
show ever told.
I know that I've seen episodes here and there, but I've never actually like sat
Wow.
and watched it.
I mean,
Oh,
there's
it's
no
so
real
good, Rhino.
continuity
Oh,
necessarily.
people
to
pulling
it,
your
but
geek card in the chat now.
Damn.
Oh.
I said that, of course. Like
When you
that's
said
something-
who's Hawk
I
Girl,
know.
I immediately had to shit on you. Because
That's
Hawk
fine.
Girl was in the animated Justice League cartoon, which
I'm
is a
100%
great
fine with
cartoon,
that.
by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Uh,
just never seen
That
I've ne-
Bruce
like,
Timm
I'm a
universe is
massive-
fantastic.
I'm obviously like so much more.
I
a
would
Marvel
argue
person
That
than I am a
Hawk Girl
DC
is more
person.
popular than Hawk Man because of that show. And
easily,
I would
yeah.
also argue that Jon Stewart is more popular than Hal Jordan because
I
of
agree.
that show.
That show? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of that show.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a Green Lantern guy. And because of that show, I associate Green Lantern with Jon Stewart.
Yeah, a
Jon
lot of people do.
Stewart, I think, is a better show. I also associate The Flash with Wally West more because Wally West was the Flash in that show.
Rhino's last appearance on Flashcast. Love it. Sorry.
But Jon Stewart was my first Green Lantern, and that's because of that show. Because of that show. Justice League, it was
See,
Jon Stewart.
All I'm getting at is with the way that they've done this Superman movie and what we're seeing out of the trailer, it almost, from a normie's perspective of the DC universe, it almost feels like an Avengers movie without the build up to it when you see how many superheroes and what's in there and everything else. Yes, you've got your typical Superman
Rhino Pixels.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no! Oh no!
You've got your
I disagree with you. Of course, you're going to have other superheroes in a Superman movie.
Well, for one, he's been
Well,
Superman
really?
now
Okay,
for 3
so
years.
Yeah,
hang on. The
it's not a fresh Superman.
So how many superheroes were in the original Superman movie?
Including
Just Superman.
Just Superman.
Zod and them, technically.
So doing a
Zod is
Superman
not a
movie-
hero.
Yeah,
No, but
okay.
he's still
So
got
I'm
same
just saying, you've got a
powers.
hero and a villain in the original Superman movie, and
Yeah.
how many superheroes are there in Superman the original movie?
Just him.
Just
Okay,
him.
so
just-
when you're doing a Superman movie, and how many superheroes have you
Motherfucker,
seen?
you didn't even know. You didn't
Dude,
even know about
hang on.
Batman the Animated Series. I don't
Okay.
have your time for your
Some
opinion.
guys didn't license
Flash.
out any of the other superheroes.
Listen to me. This is my
How the
point.
do you not watch that show?
Okay, the fact that I haven't watched the show, this is my point though. Any normies out there that are just all they know about the DC universe is Superman and Batman and their villains. That's all they know about the DC universe, right?
Well, first of all,
How
you're
much
assuming
do you think when they see this trailer and they think the same thing that I'm thinking? This looks like an Avengers movie
Their
without the
target
build-up.
audience has watched all of these shows.
Dude, they need the normie audience, don't they?
That is the normie audience. It was a Saturday night,
You're gonna
Saturday morning cartoon show.
They're going to come and watch a Superman movie and they're going to walk out having more questions than answers. Now, this is just based on the trailers that we've seen. They could go in, they could make it an awesome movie. I'm not saying
Well,
that they couldn't.
This is a
Right,
Saturday
but-
morning cartoon show. Everybody watched it.
Dude, when they came out with Iron Man, how many superheroes were in Iron Man 1?
Nobody watched the Iron Man
How many
Saturday cartoon
superheroes
show.
were in Iron Man 1?
In the first one, just
Yep,
Nick
how-
Fury.
He's not a superhero.
Yeah,
How
but
many
he's pretty
superheroes?
big. He's
So
pretty
it's
big.
pretty much Iron Man. Okay, so we'll just say Iron Man.
Nick Fury is a big character.
In
You
Captain
can't
America.
just brush off Nick Fury.
All right, 2 then. In Captain America, how many superheroes were there?
Nick Fury and the Sergeant Commandos.
In
Nick
Captain
Fury
America,
runs S.H.I.E.L.D.
In Captain America, how
It's
many
still cool
superheroes
to
were
see him there.
Dude, in Captain America, how many superheroes were there?
I understand.
A
what
couple.
You're getting
You had the
Okay, in
fighting.
Thor.
yes, we get where you're going with this,
You
right?
understand what I'm saying,
Okay,
Yeah, but
right?
there's
Well, here's
other
the thing, is you
characters
also have
in
to
that movie that
understand-
are worth what? Bucky's in that movie.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it feels like to me.
The
as
Holly
a DC
Commandos are in that
Listen,
movie.
to
People
me,
know
as
who
a
the
DC
Red Skull is in that
here's the
movie.
thing. Here's the
As a
thing
DC
with your
comic,
point,
it's
Rhino.
like too
is-
much. It feels like they're trying to push too much at once. They need more story before they do this. And
But
all
that's
these-
bullshit,
totally-
Rhino, because I would put the Howling Commandos and Nick and Bucky for sure on the same level as Guy Gardner. Bucky and Guy Gardner, they're kind of like that's the same kind of tier for those two characters.
You're gonna hate me for this. I didn't even know who Guy Gardner was until I
Get
saw
the
this
you
trailer.
why are you who?
Oh my god.
I know who Hal Jordan is, but I certainly don't know who Guy Gardner is.
Oh my god.
And I get where you're coming from, Rhino.
Then
Like,
how can you make this
all of those-
argument
all of
if
those
you don't know
movies-
what kind of tier Guy Gardner is on?
Because, okay, so think about this for a second. You know, when we got to the end of the first phase of the MCU and we had the Avengers movie.
You're not a DC
right?
guy at all.
Imagine if they dropped that Avengers movie as the first movie before we even had Iron Man 1 or Captain America or any of those other movies, and they just dropped that movie.
And that's why the Justice League movie was shit, because they went straight for
But
that.
that's why I think this is going to be shit.
Well, that's why I'm
You could
like,
be right.
well, I don't know. It might be too much of a bloated movie, but the Iron Man movie, the
Rhino's
Thor
not a
movie, the
DC
Captain
fan.
America movie,
But you just
all of
understand.
those,
You
all of
understand what
those
I'm
were
saying, right?
origin
Please
movies,
give me
Ryan. They
some
were all
acknowledgement.
origin movies. They were to set up all of these. They got individual movies showing exactly how all of their characters were set up. They're all origin stories. This one, he's supposed to have been Superman for 3 years
Established,
already.
correct. It's established character, correct.
And not only
Yeah.
that, from what I had heard, you got to remember, like the Authority, they're kind of like working with Lex Luthor, so they're kind of more on the bad guy
That's true,
side.
Adam Sage.
And then you have the Green Lanterns, which I was kind of hinted at. Like you got to kind of look at them as more like cops for
Yeah.
Superman, because yeah, you know who Bucky was. Yeah, I
but
mean,
he doesn't understand the comparison that I'm making to Bucky and Guy Gardner.
and off of
Bucky
what
is
Steph's
not
saying is
A huge character, to be honest.
she's right, because yes, when we bitch about origin stories, there are a ton of superheroes who we don't know anything about. But the main ones that we're talking about when we say we don't need another origin story are Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Why? Because those three, everybody has seen so many of their origin stories so many times. It's like I've made the joke, like Uncle Ben has been killed on screen, almost as many
Twice.
times as Dracula. Right?
But
Twice
okay,
he's
let-
been
let-
killed on
let-
screen.
let
He got
me-
killed
I
in
mean,
the,
it's like-
in the
I feel
first
like-
reboot.
and you
And,
got you got the Waynes before that, actually. But yeah.
I feel like for
Let me-
normie
they've died a few
audiences-
times, like 4 or 5 times in flashbacks and shit. Because
Yeah,
they
for-
died
for-
again in Batman Forever.
Mhm.
That's
Um,
actually the joke, is they've died more times on screen than Dracula. But
But
yeah.
I'm not saying. Hang on,
Yeah,
hang on.
for
Steph.
normie
I'm not saying that it's
audiences
not
and
possible.
characters like Iron Man and Thor, they need the origin stories to introduce.
is the
these
thing.
characters
Yeah,
because they're
yeah.
not as popular
I want to
as
say,
Superman, Batman.
That's good stuff. Steph actually nailed it pretty good.
but the difference between Bucky, let's say, and Guy Gardner is okay. Yes, it can work that you bring Guy Gardner in and it just works and you understand the character, right? But some normies are going to go in not having any idea who Guy Gardner is, i.e., myself, and maybe some others as well. The thing is with Bucky is, yes, maybe going in, nobody really knew who Bucky was, but guess what they actually did with Bucky? They built him up as a character from Captain America.
but still, maybe they're going to build Guy Gardner up as a character.
I
So
know,
that's
we-
the same thing. You can't say that.
Yeah,
Maybe
Okay.
he'll be really big in
You're
this
right.
movie.
yeah.
right,
We
you're
can't
right.
compare them yet because we have tons of Marvel Bucky
Correct.
lore so far, and we've got nothing but trailers with the new
But
Superman
that's
movie.
Yeah, I
right,
think the
but
reason they win with
that's
him is
why-
because you don't know him.
But all I can go is based off of my feeling and what I'm seeing.
I do like that the lanterns are established in this movie, though, because now you could instantly jump right in. And I
Yeah.
hope it's Jon Stewart, actually. You want to have a black popular
Well,
character.
I mean, there is,
Just
right? I mean, because
roll him in
They
right
got the
now.
Lantern series coming.
yeah, the Lantern
too,
series coming out. and
Nobody will care because most people like him more because of that Justice League cartoon.
I agree.
I just look.
I
I'm
don't
not
even
saying-
really
I'm
like
not
Hal Jordan, to
saying-
be honest.
Guys, please.
I
don't
like
get me
Jon
wrong.
Stewart.
I'm
Jon
not
Stewart's
saying-
a
Jon
real
Stewart will be the
badass.
star of the. He's going to be the good one, right? Like that. Make no mistake about it. Guy Gardner being in this, he's supposed to be a jerk. Even Gunn
He's
said
an
that he
asshole.
picked the jerkiest version. Yeah, he picked the
he's a
asshole
jerk.
version of the character for a reason.
Yeah.
I really don't like Hal Jordan that much. Hal Jordan and the Flash are kind of the same character. They're both goofy, funny, oddballs. I like Jon Stewart because he's a badass Marine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
Don't
a
get me
fucking
wrong.
Marine, dude.
I
He's a
think-
badass without
I-
the Green Lantern.
I mean, I do like what they're doing with the show though, where Hal Jordan is kind of more like a mentor, and Jon Stewart is like kind of like the new guy, kind of a thing.
Yeah. I actually think
I just
that this
that's
Superman
what I
movie
like about Jon Stewart is
can
he's
be
got that
good.
Marine background. Like he's more serious.
You talked enough. I was just gonna say, look, this movie could be good, and it's definitely going to be better than the Fantastic Four. I think we can all see that happening. But I just think that maybe it could be that they're jumping the gun too soon. And funnily enough, play on words, jumping the gun. Yeah, it's just we'll have to wait and see. I just think, as from a normie perspective, it's just too much too soon. And the best way to do it, and the MCU proved it, is to build into it, not to just smash it all out there all at once.
Yeah, but
See,
And if
here's
you
Mr.
actually-
Impact, Mr.
Uh,
Impact didn't like what I said, and I guess that's fine. I mean, you're probably an actual comic book fan of the Green Lanterns, which I have never been. I didn't really give a fuck about who the Green Lanterns were until that Justice League cartoon.
dude,
The Justice League
I read
cartoon-
the Green Lantern comic book, man. I'm a fan of the book, and
Yeah, I'm not.
I prefer
I'm
Jon
not.
Stewart over Hal Jordan. Look, Hal Jordan is kind of like Barry Allen, right? It's in the
I
original.
agree with that. Yeah.
In the originals, they're kind of almost the same person, man. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing interesting about them. I don't know.
like
I mean,
Hal
they
Jordan.
became interesting later on, right? But
Johnny Skinwalker says Flash supporting a black man taking the
yeah, I
job
mean,
of a
Jon
white
Stewart
man.
is just a better Green Lantern to me.
The Green Lanterns, that's not the whole core of them. It's a fighting Marine force, really. Like there's
This
a
is
whole
the thing.
shitload of them. That's what
Yeah,
makes the
they're
Green
big
Lantern
space
so
cops.
great. You
This
can
is
really
the other
just
thing,
make
too.
any character a Green Lantern and start talking about them. Like it's
This
not
is the thing, and this is one thing
Oh,
that I've
that's
noticed.
true. So hold on. Mr. Impact's talking about Hal Jordan being in the Air Force. That's true. But I just think the Marines, that is a better fit for Green Lantern. Hal Jordan, his military background. I get okay. I see what you're saying. I'm just biased. I like that show. My favorite interpretation of the Justice League is that cartoon.
Same.
And that's where I really got introduced to Green Lantern characters, and it was Jon Stewart. I think Jon Stewart is cooler as a Green Lantern. He's more of a badass to me. Hal Jordan's always joking around. Hell, for a long time he was a villain. He was Parallax.
He was Parallax. That was some bullshit.
Yeah. So
I hated that storyline.
I just like Jon
Well,
Stewart better.
Honestly, Rhino, it's not like Superman doesn't have enough going against it already. Like, I don't know if you could share.
And
my
let's be
screen
real,
here.
the Marines are more badass than the Air Force.
Share Tom's screen.
And this is why
Let's
I have
just
a
be
hard
real.
time believing a lot of anything that comes out because there's so many anti-gun and pro-Snyder people that are putting out so much disinformation. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is their recent thing. You even have some of the Snyder bros who are finally saying, "Oh no, I can't get behind this."
So
Share my
this is the
screen,
thing. I think
Flash.
the people that like understand and know DC and understand the law and a bit of the canon behind it.
That's it. People are saying I,
think they're
love the
gonna be sort of
DEI
looking more
Justice
okay
League
with it.
cartoon. Okay.
Share my screen, Flash. Just
DEI
forget about
Justice
that.
League? Wait,
This is a
what?
joke. They're joking.
But I see
That
some
was way
people in the
before
chat
DEI.
saying like they agree, and it's like, yeah, well, it depends on I think how much you know.
So yeah,
What's
this
this,
was
Tom?
going around from the Snyder hose. Stand up for your Snyderverse on July 11th. Fight for Snyderverse on the Imposter Superman release day. Here's what we do to make a difference. 1. Post spoilers everywhere. People are less likely to see or enjoy the movie if it's already spoiled. So the reasoning behind this is because they're freaking out because it's selling out.
Oh, I'm going to
Leave
spoil the
bad-
out of it.
Exactly.
I'm doing a
Leave bad
walk
rating-
out of the theater review. I don't give a about no embargoes. I'm not. So as soon as I walk out of the theater, I'm going to do a review. I'm going to upload it instantly.
Leave bad
So I'll tell
rating
you if
on
I think
review
it's shit.
sites. Well, they just want you to do this regardless. We know for sure gun bots will post fake positive reviews, so we must let people know the truth and balance the bias out.
My review will be honest because, I mean, I'm not going to have anybody's influence. I'll tell you how I feel about it right away. I really hope it's good.
Did they
I
say
actually have
gun
like
bot?
medium expectations for it.
And then number 3, reserve tickets online, but don't complete the purchase by selecting and reserving tickets. Gets taken out of the pool for a period of time, which means this has less of a chance of This has more of a this has a chance of stopping gun bots from buying tickets. And then they claim Gunn fired the first shot by killing the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse was dead before he
Do
was
these
even
people have
near it.
jobs? Like,
No, they are so mental. I mean, at least fortunately, there are a few Snyder fans out there going, "Yeah, I can't even get behind this shit." Right?
Like me. Huh.
Zack Snyder made the shittiest movies.
I know. I just don't understand the movement
get it.
behind this man's movies. They're not great. They look cool. I'll tell you what, one of the best 4K Blu-rays on picture quality alone is that 4K re-release of Batman Superman. Man, some of those scenes that were shot for IMAX, they look beautiful. On
Look,
that
man,
4K.
I'll give him Watchmen.
But that doesn't
I'll
mean
give
the
him- I'll give
movie's
him
good.
300, but that's it. Like that's all I'm giving him.
Yeah, 300 Watchmen. I think the only thing that I really didn't like about Man of Steel was the way that Pa Kent died.
Yeah, I
Or how
hate that.
that went down.
My
And
father had to die.
other than that, like I thought that Man of Steel was fine.
There's a lot I don't like about it.
I give him
Superman's
300
really
Watchmen.
scary in that movie. And I put that more on the director than Henry Cavill. I think Henry Cavill is actually a great casting. In fact, I'll give that, other than Barry Allen, I think all of the characters, all the people that he cast were pretty spot on for the role, other than Barry Allen. And I think that's just because that was probably
Lex
some
Luthor.
it's probably some gay quota shit. Oh yeah, but he's not a
hated his
core
Lex
hero. Yeah, I don't like the Lex Luthor, but I'm talking about the Justice League themselves.
Ben Affleck.
Flash.
The only one I did not like was Barry Allen.
Ben Affleck's frame
Hated his-
reminded me so much.
Ben
of
Affleck is
the-
actually a great looking Batman.
The square shoulders made me think of the animated Batman. Like he was very much like very square.
He put a lot of weight on for that role.
We're talking about movies.
Gotta
from 10
give that
fucking
to him,
years
man.
ago.
Ben Affleck probably put on like
Actually
30
12 in
pounds
some
of
cases, but
12?
hey.
That's still a lot. I was gonna say like 20.
No, I said we're talking about movies from over a decade ago. Like
I'm
10,
talking about
12
the
years
muscle
ago.
mass that
I
Ben
ain't talking
Affleck
about the
put on
fucking
for that
muscle
movie.
mass.
He put a lot of muscle mass on for that
I'm
role.
not talking about that though. You're talking about something completely different.
I'm
Ben
not
Affleck
talking.
was
I'm talking
good.
about the casting of a Batman, and I think
And I'm
he was
talking
pretty
about we're
good
talking
Batman
about a
cast.
movie that was done and over with years ago. Let's get with
People
the more
bitched
present.
about Ben Affleck.
Yeah, they
Becoming
did.
I know they
Batman.
did. One of my buddies was one of them, and I said, "Just wait, he'll be fine."
So I'm pretty sure Batman, like
You reckon?
Ben Affleck and his couple of Oscars, will be okay. Like
He was
You
the
reckon
only-
there's
he
gonna?
was
he,
the
you
he
only
won
reckon-
Oscars when it was actually on talent.
Yeah.
He's a
You
good,
reckon there's
Ben
gonna be a
Affleck's actually a
Batman?
really good actor.
And
You
he's a
reckon
good
there's gonna
director as
be a
well.
Batman
He
in
is
this
a good
Superman
director.
movie. Is there going to be a Batman in the Superman movie?
No.
We don't know. I don't think so.
Oh
I don't
no,
think
and
so.
no.
Well, with everything else that we've seen, it wouldn't surprise me if a Batman was to
I
be
don't
in
think
there
it's going to be
somewhere.
nearly as bloated as you think it is. Because first of all, you also got to remember that, like, a lot of the time, Gunn will only give you like stuff from the first half of his movie in his trailers.
That's what he said that he did in the trailers. It's only
Yeah.
See,
from
what's
the
what?
trailers.
See, for me, again, a normie. What's the deal with that dinosaur that's breathing fire all over Superman?
That's just a
The kaiju.
The
Yeah.
kaiju.
Yeah, it's some kaiju from another
that's
dimension or
kaiju.
something.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's either connected to either that or something else happens, because that's the whole reason that the Lanterns get involved in everything. Anyways, they're the ones who tell him, "Yeah, you can't just cross over into another country."
And once
do
again,
this
for
shit."
me as a normie,
Yeah.
that just sounds retarded.
But that's where I was being told is that you got to treat them more like cops for Superman, because Superman's Superman. So, like, like it's kind of like they're just telling him what you can and cannot do because they're the galactic.
The only character
People
or
or
lore
whatever.
thing that I've actually talked about is how loose Superman's suit looks on
I
him.
just want to. I want to pull something up because this
But
dude
the
in
They
whole
the
look
point
like
chat.
of the movie
they
is how
look
the
like
world
rags.
needs
They look like it's
Superman
got
to be able to be
rolls in it.
Superman. though.
This dude in the chat was trying to say that Ben Affleck was fat in this movie, and I'm sorry, dude, but he was not fat. He was in like
No.
great shape.
Yeah,
Look at
he was
this.
in excellent shape.
That is
for the
not
He's the
fat.
best part of these movies, man. To be honest with you,
And this is why I liked it. Like this dude, Ben Affleck is a good actor. I'm sorry, he is.
Agreed.
And like when he got this role, he obviously put on a shitload of muscle. I can't like let me.
His Batman was
Like,
better than
this
his
dude
Daredevil.
put on a lot of. He was bulky as Batman. He looked like Batman should look, bulky
yep.
and big.
like a seasoned Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked like Batman in that, and that
Did you
costume was
guys?
great.
Did anybody see The Accountant 2 yet? I just watched that last.
I
night.
did. I
No,
watched
I
it.
actually saw
Yeah.
that. I want to watch it.
It was
yeah.
all right. It was pretty good.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one.
No, yeah, but it's been like what? Like I said, 10 years.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
believe
as
somebody
a-
watched that and
I
thought
don't-
he was fat. And he was like built as in that movie.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you
he
guys
was-
heard, but I said Batman. Ben Affleck's
He took a lot
Batman
more
was
serious
better
than Robert
his,
Pattinson did.
his Batman was better than his Daredevil. Way
I don't
better.
hate that.
I don't hate
Daredevil
that movie as much as
Yeah.
other people do.